First National Bank, Gatorade, three-way equipment sales. Harvest Moon Deli, your sports grill entertainment center. Holiday Inn, Pepsi, Pizzeria Uno, Ron's Movies, Saco Bank Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy, School Street Picture Framing Incorporated, Ticket Smarter, U.S. Air Force, Barney Buick GMC Mazda, and White Sporting Goods. The NCAA North Atlantic Conference and Husson University promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators in today's contest. Request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial or sexist comments or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and grounds of rule from Newman Gymnasium. At this time, we ask you please rise and honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Performing today's national anthem, the Husson University Pep Band. Starting last for today's contest. First of the visiting links. A first-year libero, number 5, Corinne Hall Johnson. A junior center, number 11, Estefani Morales. A first-year right side, number 12, Alana Dunda. A first-year outside, number 14, Anna Kirkle. A sophomore center, number 16, Mariah Fabo. A junior center, number 20, Juliana Tykus Araham. And a sophomore right side, number 23, Shane Thomas. Lesley led the direction of head coach Johnny Rojas. And now let's meet the starting line for your Husson University Eagles. A junior from Somersworth, New Hampshire, number 2, Leah Eloquent. A sophomore from Wallingford, Connecticut, number 4, Alana Rudy. A freshman from Owens Mills, Maryland, number 5, Amanda Morris. A senior libero from Stratford, New Hampshire, number 8, Beatrice Kersey. A sophomore from Centennial, Colorado, number 10, Jana Westport. A senior from San Jose, California, number 11, Olivia McIntyre. And a senior from Westerly, Rhode Island, number 12, Alexa Field. The Eagles are coached by Alex Gordon. He's assisted by Carl Epstein, Andrew Moore, and Corey Bull.
Welcome, everyone, to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. I'm Avery Henningsen alongside Caden Trenoweth here. We're set to bring you some North Atlantic Conference women's volleyball action here as your Husson University Eagles take on the Lesley Lynx of Cambridge, Massachusetts. Caden, the Lynx coming into this one with not the best record on the season. This Eagles squad coming off a loss against UNE. What might we see here tonight?
I think we're going to see a well-fought match between the two sides, right? I mean, North Atlantic Conference play always comes down to the rivalries that are embedded in these teams. I think both teams are going to come out fired up, and we should have a good couple of sets.
And this Eagles squad took Lesley in just 3 earlier in the season. Lesley so far on the year, 0 sets won for them offensively. So we'll see if they can change that here today against the Eagles. First of several homecoming matches for the overall Husson sports scene here today. Football kicking off later today at 2:30. Soccer game tomorrow. I believe that's also senior night as well for them. And a swim and dive relay match as well. Some of the other Husson teams out on the road here tonight.
Very busy campus today. It's been packed since I woke up this morning.
You know, there's a lot of tailgating going on. It's both Husson and UMaine's homecoming weekends this weekend, which is kind of interesting just the way the scheduling worked out. It's definitely a big sports weekend here up in Bangor. So the Eagles will start with the serve and look to get on a roll early. This one sent up in, and the Eagles are going to get that first one off the serve. Lesley team struggling a little bit there on the passing on the defensive end. This is Amanda Mae Morse, one of the freshmen for this Eagles squad, is going to send that one just long. So it'll be Lesley's serve here.
Yeah, you can kind of see that in the warm-ups for pretty much all of these Eagles during their serving practice. A lot of them got sent long, sent out of bounds. You kind of chalk that up in practice. Oh, nobody's standing there, no one to aim at, but early on, serve error.
Yeah, I've seen in a lot of these Eagles games, once they kind of get on a roll, they can be dangerous out there, but early on in matches, they often seem to struggle at just kind of getting their formation figured out, where they're trying to aim for the ball, just that some of those early nerves in matches. That one sent up and over. And it's Beal with the kill attempt on the outside. That one's just going to be sent over. We'll see how the Eagles do against this Lesley team. So far, it doesn't seem like Lesley very much of an attacking squad out there. Sometimes that can almost work in teams' favor, that most teams are used to kind of that normal setup of kind of bump, set, kill out there. And then for this Lesley team, it seems a little more, they're just trying to get over the net against this Eagles squad. So that's a point going in the Eagles' favor. And that serve from Beal won't get returned back over.
This was another thing you saw from Lesley in their warm-ups too, is they really struggled to get the ball up, get that multiple hit range going.
Beal puts that one over. That one's set to the outside and a miss swung on there, so the Eagles getting another point here early. Seems like so far, Caden, some of the success for the Eagles, just kind of getting that serve up and over the net and in play.
Yeah, right now Lesley just having trouble communicating, getting that ball passed to each other to get it back over the net off these serves. Here, they've done a good job so far.
And what a play there from the Eagles. That one takes a hit off of the backboard and then it bounces its way back up and in. That one sent out wide to Prescorn. She's just going to tip that one over. 3 Lesley players kind of colliding on that one. Usually you see Prescorn kind of lay the hammer on those ones on the outside. It caught Lesley off guard a little bit. So Beal on a little run here for the Eagles. That one put in play again. And McIntyre setting this one to the outside. And miscommunication there between the front line of the Lynx. So when Beal took over, it was 3-2 Lesley, but has rattled off 4 straight. Make it 5 up and over the net. And that one finds a little pocket of space there on the Eagles. It's kind of what I mentioned early on there, Caden. Usually you don't really see that kind of hit come from that back row side.
It's definitely a new viewing especially against when they played Thomas and MMA. You saw those hits come right up to the front line and just the kills right on top of you. But so far, what a hit there.
And that one placed perfectly by Prescorn. as she puts it right into the bottom corner. So the Eagles taking it back over the serve. Schweitzer will come in for Peliquin. It'll be McIntyre on the serve. She's going to put that one in right on the edge. And the Eagles winning another point here. McIntyre just recently breaking the all-time assist record for the Eagles. Has been their setter for the last 4 seasons. Obviously has had some pretty good weapons out there. You know, we were just talking about off air prior to this, Caden, about she had Julia Levitt 2 years ago, had one of the best seasons in Husson history at the outside hitter position. And now with the addition of Jana Presscorn, who has been dominant as she rises up and scores that one. She's had those 2 really good hitters, but we were just talking about, imagine if she had had both of them out there on the court. Levitt obviously suffering an injury 2 seasons ago after having that record-breaking season. Missed all of last year due to injury. Has been kind of on and off this year, working back from that injury. We were just kind of talking about, I bet you that number for McIntyre would be a lot higher if you had both of them on either sides of the court. A very dangerous Eagles outside hitting group. I believe Levitt has 1 more year of eligibility left, so I think we'll see her next season, potentially in a little bit better health than this year. And obviously Presscorn only the sophomore. And Presscorn makes the diving play for that one, but can't quite manage to get there quick enough. So Lesley catching the Eagles off guard, putting that one down the line. So it'll be the serve here from Shea Thomas, one of the captains for this Lesley squad. That one put outside to Presscorn, takes a hit off the defenders, but kept alive. Good job by Lesley on that one. McIntyre going outside to Presscorn, swapped around on him. And the Eagles get another kill there.
Seems to be the plan of attack so far, huh, Avery? Give it up to Presscorn and let her kill it down. So far, she's got 3 or 4 that have just been perfectly placed.
Yeah, Presscorn coming into this one with 456 total attempts on the year. So she's definitely been that player who the Eagles have looked to offensively. Had an 18-kill game against Umpy a few weeks ago. Had 8 kills and 6 service aces back against Lesley in their first matchup. If she gets that serve down, it can be dangerous. And a great job there by Lesley. They poked that one over early. Will be Renee Hatch here on the serve. Husson leading this one 13-6 so far. Obviously playing 225. That serve not going to make its way back inbounds. So it'll be Tercy to serve here for the Eagles, the senior libero for Husson. That's 22 service aces on the year. Make that 23 as she puts that one over. Okay, and so far, Husson really dominating this first set.
Yeah, absolutely. It just seems to be more of a communication thing from Lesley. You see them multiple times so far running into each other. Both of them going for a ball like that right there. I feel like Lesley's just a little bit all over the court right now. If they just settle into the position, let each other play the ball, I think they'll be okay.
And really the only time Lesley's kind of scored points is when the Eagles have made mistakes out there. Seen a few service errors, and then also the Eagles just kind of getting caught off guard on a few plays. That one, a great pass from Tercey to set up Schweitzer on the outside. Schweitzer with enough height on that one to kind of hit it straight down. That as a outside player, that's really what you're looking to do. Makes it so much more difficult for the defense. Tercey outside to Daniels, and that one's going to result in another point for the Eagles. So 18-6 here for Husson. Tercey puts that one in the back corner. What a serve from her.
I think going back on what you said, most of Lesley's points coming from the Eagles making their own mistakes. I think that's something you want to see them clean up, especially when MMA, Thomas, the NAC tournament right around the corner. I mean, you don't want to be giving up these free points, free sets off, like against, especially against that Thomas game a little while ago. That was something that happened a lot. Husson was giving up a lot of these points, and all of a sudden they found themselves down 2 sets.
Yeah, the Eagles have struggled on the season at kind of some of that back passing on the backcourt. And a great kill there from Beal as she sends that one up and over. I believe this is the Eagles' last home game of the season. They'll be traveling down to that Thomas team you mentioned next Friday for playing kind of mini neutral ground tournament at Smith College the week that Saturday after. And then one of the big conference matchups against Maine Maritime on Wednesday, October 30th. And another point there for the Eagles. It's Peruti on the serve here. We haven't seen her get that many serves. The Eagles definitely already opening up the bench here early. As that's Maddie Shepard's going to head out there into the middle for Husson. Another great serve there from Peruti. We haven't seen her at the servers line that many times this season. That's the way the rotations work. Usually Tercey serving in that position. That one managing to just make its way over. McIntyre's going to set it out wide to Daniels. And too much steam to handle on that one. So match point, or set point that is, for the Eagles on this one. Another good serve there from Peruti. This one put up and over. And great pass, actually, from Peruti out wide to Daniels. Not really playing in her natural position out here in the backcourt for Husson. And Daniels, another kill on that one. Eagles take down the first set 25-6, Caden. That was dominant.
Yeah, absolutely. Eagles did a lot of the little things right, those little things that we were just talking about that has to be improved once that NAC tournament rounds the corner. They did a little bit of that right, still gave up a little bit of points on their own errors, but that was a very dominant performance for them.
And we'll be right back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network for the second set in just a couple minutes. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Avery Henningsen alongside Caden Schwenoweth here as the Eagles take down that first set 25-6 in dominant fashion over Lesley. Eagles record on the year sitting at just 5-11, but obviously some of that comes down to some of those out-of-conference opponents. The Eagles looking to go 3-2 in conference play. Only 2 losses against Thomas and Maine Maritime coming on back-to-back days back in early October. In that Thomas match, Thomas just kind of got out to a good start in the first couple sets. Eagles weren't really able to come back. Leave won the third set, had a chance in the fourth set, that is, but would ultimately come up short. So some good passing there from Lesley. First we've seen from them, and a great job there from Shepard to put that one where the defense isn't. So now it'll be Shepard's serve here. Eagles already coming out in the second set with a new group out there. You got Shepard, Peliquin, Gray, Levitt, McIntyre, and Peruti out there for the Eagles. That one, good swing from Gray, one of the freshmen for the team. And what a block there from Peruti. The solo block on that one as she rises up and swats that one down.
Yeah, it's just a great reach. Saw that play start to develop, got up in the air way before the ball even got to the attacking position. It's a great job getting up and reading the play.
And that one will be just wide of the line. That was close to finding its way in bounds. So Tercey will head back out there. Wouldn't be surprised if we see Morse at that libero position for the third set. That one taking a strike off the net. McIntyre up in the air to Levitt, and then a good dig there. This one out wide. Peliquin gets a hand to it. And Gray's going to put one up and over. So, best rally of the match so far. And the Eagles come away with the point as Gray puts that one right down the line. So, Schweitzer will come in for Peliquin on the front line. And it'll be McIntyre's serve out here. Going to put that one up and over. Miscommunication there from the Eagles. But eventually Schweitzer will just put one over. And those are the type of mistakes, Caden, that you can't really make against some of those better teams in the conference. I know you mentioned that earlier in the match. Kind of those little miscommunications in the middle of your court. I think most teams angling to, on every kind of attacking play, to try to set up that kill attempt. You don't really want to be giving away free points that are just kind of you hitting it over the net just to get something over. Schweitzer puts one into the backcourt. And I think they're going to get Lesley for the carry on that one. So the Eagles leading this second set 5-1 here. McIntyre, great serve into the backcourt. That one also dug out. McIntyre pops it up in the air. That one's sent out wide to Gray, takes a hit, and not managing to get there for Lesley. They'll make it. We've 8-1 here for the Eagles. McIntyre putting another one over. And Peruti gets there. I'm not sure if that one was going to make its way over anyways.
Judging by the pointing the stats table they didn't give that one to her.
Yeah, I don't think that was going to quite make its way over the net. Peruti just there to make sure the job was finished off. McIntyre on a run at the server's line right now. And that one will result in a Lesley timeout. We'll take a quick timeout here as well and be right back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. And welcome back to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Out of that timeout, the Eagles leading at 9-1. McIntyre on a little bit of a run there. See if that timeout can ice her a little bit at the server's line. And that one won't make it over. So the Eagles continuing their run. So it'll be Libby coming in for McIntyre here. So the only thing stopping McIntyre's run there at the line being the Eagles coaching staff. The Eagles already up 11-1 here in this second set. So Libby's first set or serve there resulting in the point for the Eagles. And that one mishit by the Lynx.
It's just a lot of ball watching, I feel like, for the Lynx. I mean, you can kind of see it. Once that ball goes in the air, they all start to crowd where that ball might potentially land, making it really difficult on each other to hit the ball back over.
Libby puts that one up and over. Schweitzer's going to knock that one up in the air. Eagles right now without kind of a go-to setter. Tercey doing that positioning and a good set out there. Right now the Eagles, McIntyre being their only setter on the roster. Obviously a lot of the Eagles have that ability. Most of these players have played volleyball for most of their lives. That one up and over. Libby's going to set that one out wide to Schweitzer. Another point there for the Eagles. as they are rolling here in this second set, up 15-1. Trying to think back to where that one Lesley point came from. I think it was on Shepard's serve that just strayed its way wide. That one managing to make its way over. And good swat there at the line by Els. Using that 6'1" height to get up there and just swat that one into the Eagles' side of things. So McIntyre will come back out there for Libby. And Els, powerful serve on that one. And I think that set a little bit too inside for Schweitzer. I think she'd prefer that one to be a little closer to the net. So third point here for Lesley. And that one's not going to make its way up and over the net. So the Eagles taking back the serve here. That one's going to get popped up and going to find its way straight down. Tricky one there, I think, for Lesley Kid. You kind of have to play that potential of it hitting off the net there.
Yeah, it's a tough one for all visitors that come here to Newman Gymnasium. I mean, we've seen it a couple times. I think against Thomas it happened as well, where it got up, hit the rafters, then hit the backboard, and then came back down. It's always confusing, but that ball stays in play the entire time. You just have to hopefully read it right.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the exact rules here are in terms of, I want to say if it hits off the lighting, I think it's a redo for the point. And another good serve there from Gray. The Eagles extending it to 19-3 now. That one popped out wide. Actually, a good strike there for Lesley to put one in. And Schweitzer hits it off the net. It'll be back to Leslie's serve here. 19-4 the score. Will be Jonna Travis heading out there for the Eagles. Freshman from Calais, Maine. One of those young players that probably definitely going to have to step up for the Eagles next season. Great swing there from Schweitzer. We were just here a few weeks ago for the senior night celebrations, Caden. The Eagles definitely have core part of this team in Beal, Schweitzer, Tercey, McIntyre, all being seniors. Levitt also a senior, but I believe coming back for a fifth season next year. Obviously missed all of the 2023 season due to that injury, so keeping a year of eligibility.
Yeah, definitely a great class that has dedicated a long 4 years and really excelled. One of probably the best classes this volleyball team has ever seen, with the amount of opportunities they've gotten this Eagles team into and the amount of times that they've represented the class well.
So Morse will head out there. She's someone who is definitely going to see a lot more minutes next year once Tercey graduates. I think right now the leader in the clubhouse to step up and take over those libero duties. That one just finding its way long. Daniels there on the serve, another player who's probably going to get a lot of minutes for Husson. Obviously, though, the Eagles have a few players who are in that positioning, or who are in a very starting role for Husson. Peruti and Presscorn, the two big names. That one, a great little serve up and over into that dead spot. But Peruti and Presscorn, two names who play a lot of minutes and a lot of sets for the Eagles on the year. Both of them being sophomores with a few more years to come. And a good set there from Morse. So maybe she'll be taking over those setting duties for the Eagles. The Eagles up 23-6 here. Pelican will come in for the serve. I believe just celebrating her birthday yesterday. So happy birthday, Leah, as she puts this one up and over. That one sent to the back row. Out wide to Levitt. She's just going to tip that one over. And miscommunication from the Eagles on that one. So 23-7 here for Husson. And this one's been going by pretty quick. Good dig out there from Tercy out wide to Levin, just a little too far. Levitt obviously still trying to knock some of the rust off. Definitely, I think, a hard one for those outside hitters, Caden. When you haven't kind of hit in a year, it takes a little while to get that timing back. So an error there on the Lesley part.
I think it's hard in any sport coming back from an injury, but I think especially volleyball, when you get your shoulder operated on, that's the toughest one, right? Because you use your shoulder so much. But it's pretty much the same argument you see in baseball when you get an arm surgery in baseball as a pitcher. I mean, that's something that's always big news, big storyline if you're able to work yourself back from it. It's always very tough. Levis just doing a great job finding herself back on the court and still contributing.
And that one won't make its way in play. So the Eagles take down the second set 25-9. Good job there from Lesley to work their way back a little bit, take a few points. It was looking ugly there for a little bit. We'll take a quick break here in between sets and be back for the third set of this contest. And welcome back to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Avery Henningsen alongside Caden Trenoweth here as the Eagles take the first two sets of this contest, 25-6 and then 25-9. We'll see how the Eagles do in this third one. I think we'll probably see the entirety of this Eagles bench so far, as Prudy and Presscorn, who both sat out that second set, heading back out there. But also Shepard and Travis staying out there for the Eagles.
Libero for Husson as well.
That'll be Amanda Morse who's going to head out there for Husson as the libero. Obviously, we mentioned the freshman, kind of the leader in the clubhouse to take over that role from Tercey next season. We've seen both of them split time a little bit. Obviously, Tercey the far and away leader in that department, but Morse has played in a lot of sets on the season.
Yeah, I forget what game it was earlier in the year where she came in. I think she actually started the game as a libero, and she did a very good job throughout, I believe, that entire game. Don't remember what game that was, but that game, she did step up in that role.
So the Eagles will start with the serve here in this third set. We saw McIntyre go on a run back in the second one, but that'll be cut short by miscommunication there from the Eagles. See how Husson does. Volleyball, such a game of kind of that communication and teamwork out there. Right now the Eagles coming out with a group that doesn't see a lot of time out there together. And Husson will get away with that one, as they'll take the first point of the game of the set for them. Great serve there from Travis. That one's going to be too long. So Husson up 2-1 here in the third set. That one too far from Travis. So Lesley tying it back up. There'll be L's on the serve here. She's going to send this one over. McIntyre popping it up to Travis from the backcourt. And they're going to just try to send that one over. Miscommunication, though, between Shepard and Morse will result in the point going Leslie's way. That one too strong of a serve from Lesley. Husson getting the ball back here. As Prudy will head back out there. A good serve there from Shepard, as that one's going to get knocked out of play. Almost making a basket over there in the corner, Caden.
I know, I was just thinking about that. That almost banked off the Scott jersey up there and worked its way down.
Really starting last year, I remember calling a game that we saw one take a hit off of one of the players on the court, kind of drain a hoop out on the sideline. Remember the whole bench kind of went wild for them. So Shepard putting another good serve in. That one's going to take a hit off the light. So I must have been wrong about that rule, actually, Caden. As they're going to keep playing this one. Blocked up in the air. McIntyre out wide to Levitt. And still alive there on that one. But the Eagles taking it away. That'll make it 6-3 here for the Eagles. That one's just going to get knocked over. McIntyre out wide to Presscorn. Good savvy play out there. She takes her time on that one. That's an adaptation we've seen from her over the years, over these last 2 years for the Eagles, Caden. Kind of that ability to, you don't have to swing out of your shoes on everyone.
Yeah, especially when you get older and older, you're more mature, the league sees you more, they're going to expect your game. That's true in any sport, right? And I think adapting, working around it, coming out every time you see someone coming out with something new, that's an important part to stepping up your game.
That one, a good swing from Levitt. That looked like Levitt of a few years ago. And a good set of serves here from Shepard. As McIntyre's just going to put one over. She might get the kill statistic for that one. So Shepard still on that run, 9-3 now for the Eagles. That one's going to get popped up. Presscorn rising up, and she's going to take the swing at that one straight off the hit from Lesley. That's not one you see very often, Caden. Usually might see the block there, but Presscorn kind of liked where that positioning was on the return hit. Up and over. McIntyre to the outside. Too strong on that set, though, from McIntyre. That will result in the point there for Lesley. So that one sent in. McIntyre again with a little bit of a miss serve on that one. That's back-to-back there for the Eagles. So Lesley fighting back a little bit here, Cade, making it 10-6 now. Still in Husson's favor. That one up and over. Travis bumping it to McIntyre. Good swing there from Presscorn. And knocked up and over. And Levitt, too strong a hit on that one. I'll make it 10-7 now. We're going to bring in Libby for Levitt out there. So Lesley saving a point there for the Eagles. Presscorn's just going to set that one over the top of the net. And what a play there on that one that finds its way into that little dead space for the Eagles. Lesley having a good third set here against Husson. That one another good serve. Out wide to Presscorn. And there's not many teams in the league who are stopping that one when she gets that set right. I'll make it 11-8 for Husson. Prescorn too strong on the serve. So 9-11 here for Lesley.
Yeah, every time you think Husson's going to get a good run, they end up doing that on the serve. They haven't really had that big run that we saw in that last set, just winning the serves over and over and over again. Every time it seems like they've gotten the serve, it's always gone long on a server fault.
Eagles definitely struggling here in this third set. I'll make it 10-11. Most points so far for Lesley in a set, and we still have some time to go here. Eagles obviously making a lot of substitutions here in this third set. And that will tie it back up at 11. Coach Gordon a little frustrated with this Eagles team down there. They're pretty dominant in those first two sets. That one a good kill attempt. And not making its way over, so that will stop that little run there from Lesley. But Lesley pushing it to 11 here.
Yeah, you got to get some points from the serve here. Can't just turn this ball right back over to Lesley. They're feeling it right now.
That one dug out by Lesley. Going to be up and over. Prescorn getting the serving or the setting duties out there for the Eagles. That one's just going to be knocked over. Morse there. And too strong there from Peruti. So Lesley making it 12-12. And that serve not making its way up and over. So Husson getting the point right back. So Shepard will replace Peruti down there. This third set's just seen a lot of errors from both teams so far, Caden. I haven't really seen a whole lot of kind of good rallies out there. It's more just been defensive mistakes from both squads.
Yeah, it's more just who can get it back over the net. It's not really a lot of those kills, not a lot of great attacking play at all. It's more just a lot of defensive errors, miscommunication errors. Just a lot of the little things aren't being done right on either side of the court right now.
That was a great kind of dipping serve there from Morse. And again there on that one. I think to the eye of the Lesley defenders, it looks like it's kind of going straight at them, and then right when it kind of reaches the end of its flight, it dips with that top spin. That one dug out by Lesley. Going to be sent over. Schweitzer up in the air. It's interesting. Prescorn, not the player we would have thought to be assuming those setting duties out there for the Eagles. Another good serve there for Husson. So Husson now up 18-12. It's definitely close there for a little while. Lesley went on kind of a little run. Good job from Schweitzer, but Shepard not managing to send it back up and over. That one sent in. Prescorn out wide to Travis. And a good dig there from Prescorn, but Shepard not managing to get something over. So 18-14 now in the Eagles' favor. Husson right now, probably two of their best defensive players not out on the court. What a hit there from Schweitzer as she sends that one dipping over the bar. So McIntyre will head back out there for the serve. We'll also reassume those set duties, I would assume. See if she tries to find Prescorn on any attacking plays. Morris out wide to Travis and couldn't get over the ball. Definitely a pretty full crowd here tonight, Caden. I don't think you can quite see it on camera. That one not making it over. I think part of that being some of that homecoming crowd. The Eagles volleyball team always well supported, obviously. Football game kicking off in about an hour and a half. Sometimes there's kind of only so much tailgating you can do out there.
It's supposed to be a lot hotter today than compared to what it has been.
And what a strike there from Prescorn. Yeah, Caden, the weather definitely cooperating this weekend. Now there's a lot of activities going on for some of those homecoming events. And it looks like these next 4 or 5 days being some of probably the best weather we'll have for 6 months or so, which is kind of a sad statement to make. And another good swing there from Prescorn. She is so deadly when she has that attack down. But obviously, Caden here getting towards the end of October. We kind of only have so many 70-degree days left. That one finding its way in play as well. The Eagles moving it to 23-15 here. Definitely the best set of the day here for Lesley, though. Definitely kind of see some of the seniors for Husson gathered down there on the bench side. Mentioned this as being their last home game of the season. Sure, that's kind of a sentimental feeling a little bit for the Eagles. I don't think they have any hosting capabilities at this point in the season. I think Maine Maritime very much in the driver's seat for that. You can see Tercey, Schweitzer, and Beal down there for the Eagles. That one not making its way over, so 24-16 here. That senior group's put in a lot of good moments here in the Newman Gymnasium for the Eagles over their 4 seasons.
That's certainly a lot of memorable moments as well. I feel like every time I've stepped foot in this gymnasium to watch volleyball games, they've been starting ever since their sophomore year, making an impact on this team.
That one set out wide and up and over again. McIntyre to the backside to Prescorn, dugout though. And that one too long as they won't make it up the floor. The Eagles coming away with the 3-0 victory in sets, that is, here in this matchup. They'll be taking on Thomas next Friday at Thomas. Well, Lesley will be traveling to Colby Sawyer College to have a doubleheader against them in a non-conference matchup. Their last conference game coming against Thomas as well in November. But for now, Caden, been a pleasure calling this contest here think it's time to go watch some football on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. But for now, it's been Avery Henningsen alongside Kane Trenoweth. Have a good rest of your afternoon.